What's good, Vikings Nation? Your brother here with some explosive news that's got me pacing around my living room like we just missed a game-winning field goal. I'm talking about 3 massive developments that just dropped from training camp that have me questioning everything we thought we knew about our 2025 season. Listen up, because what I'm about to tell you involves our franchise quarterback's survival, a mysterious roster move that nobody saw coming, and a defensive bombshell that could change our entire championship trajectory. We're talking about the kind of news that makes you call your Vikings buddy at midnight just to process what the hell is happening in Egan right now. But here's the thing that's got my heart racing. Our rookie signal caller is facing something that could make or break not just his career, but our entire Super Bowl window. And I'm not talking about some minor adjustment period. I'm talking about a situation so serious that it's got analysts using words like panic and crisis when describing what's happening behind closed doors. Smash that like button if you're ready for this roller coaster. Drop a comment with your biggest fear about this season. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We're family here. But wait, there's more. While everyone's focused on the obvious storylines, there's a roster move so bizarre that it literally involves swapping one giant human being for another identical sized giant human being. And just when you think that's weird enough, we've got a defensive situation brewing that involves our coordinator's past coming back to potentially haunt or help us in ways nobody anticipated. Are you ready to find out which Pro Bowl player's injury recovery could determine if we're contenders or pretenders? Let's dive into the first bombshell that has Vikings Nation holding their breath. Right, Vikings Nation? Here's the moment where I reveal the name that should have every single one of us losing sleep. JJ McCarthy. That's right. Our golden boy, our future franchise quarterback, our ticket to the promised land is walking into what might be the most dangerous situation any rookie QB has faced in recent memory. Christian Darrisaw. Say that name with the respect it deserves, because this man is literally the difference between McCarthy having a career and McCarthy being another cautionary tale. But here's what's keeping me up at night. Darrisaw is coming back from not one, but 2 devastating knee injuries, ACL and MCL tears that wiped out what should have been his Pro Bowl season. Picture this horror movie scenario. McCarthy drops back for his first NFL snap, and the guy responsible for protecting his blind side hasn't played full contact football since October. We're not talking about a minor tweak or a bruised ego. We're talking about the kind of injuries that end careers and change franchises forever. But it gets worse, purple people. Will Fries, our big money right guard. Acquisition, spent most of last season watching from the sidelines with a fractured tibia. Ryan Kelly, our veteran center who's supposed to be the quarterback of our offensive line, was dealing with his own injury issues when the season was on the line. And here's the part that should have Kevin O'Connell waking up in cold sweats. Training camp reports are already confirming our worst fears. Our first team offense is getting swallowed up by Brian Flores' defense in full contact drills. McCarthy is facing relentless pocket collapse, having to tuck and run like he's still playing college ball, and multiple drives are being scuttled by sacks and hurried throws. This isn't some theoretical concern anymore. This is happening right now on the practice fields in Egan. Our offensive line, supposed to be fully assembled and ready to roll, is getting bullied by our own defense. And while some people want to chalk it up to defense always wins in training camp, I'm here to tell you, that's not what's happening here. But wait until you hear about the roster move that has absolutely nobody talking about what it really means for our depth and our future. This next story will blow your mind. Vikings Nation, what I'm about to tell you sounds like something out of a football fever dream, but I promise you this is 100% real. General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah just made a move so bizarre that even veteran NFL reporters are scratching their heads. Get this, and I'm not making this up. The Vikings literally released one 6.7 human being and immediately signed another 6.7 human being. I'm talking about dispensing rookie defensive lineman Alexander Williams, who was dealing with an injury, and immediately bringing in veteran offensive tackle Matt Nelson. Now here's where this gets absolutely wild. Both players are exactly the same height, making them tied for the tallest players on our entire roster alongside Brian O'Neill. It's like Kwesi looked at our roster and said, You know what? We need to maintain our exact height distribution. But let me tell you why this move is actually more significant than the bizarre height coincidence. Matt Nelson is a 29-year-old journeyman who spent 5 seasons with Detroit and got cut by the Giants before they even played US last season. His PFF grades, let's just say they're not exactly setting the world on fire. We're talking about ratings that put him in the bottom third of eligible tackles. Here's what's really happening, purple people. This move screams desperation about our offensive line depth. While everyone's worried about Darisaw, Fries, and Kelly staying healthy, we're bringing in a guy whose resume looks like a backup's backup. Nelson has started only 14 games in his entire NFL career and has grades that would make you weep, but the plot thickens. Alexander Williams was a developmental project, a guy who transferred from Ohio State to Vanderbilt, took time away from football entirely, then tried to resurrect his career at Middle Tennessee State before injuries ended his college run. The Vikings gave him a shot as an undrafted rookie, and now he's gone because of another injury. This isn't just about swapping tall guys. This is about our front office recognizing that our offensive line situation is so precarious that they need any available body who can theoretically play the position. We're talking about bringing in a player who the Giants couldn't even keep on their roster, and they're not exactly known for having elite offensive line depth. But hold on to your horns, Vikings Nation, because the third story involves a name from Brian Flores' past that could either be our salvation or create the biggest what-if story of the season. Purple people, what if I told you that sitting out there as a free agent right now is a player who could be the missing piece to make Brian Flores' defense absolutely unstoppable? And what if I told you that this player has direct history with our defensive coordinator and could be ours for the taking? Christian Wilkins. That's the name that should have every Vikings fan texting their friends right now. This isn't just any defensive tackle we're talking about. This is a former first-round pick who spent 3 seasons playing under Brian Flores in Miami. We're talking about a player who knows Flores' system inside and out, who's already proven he can excel in those complex defensive schemes that make quarterbacks wake up in cold sweats. Here's the kicker that's got me absolutely losing my mind. The Las Vegas Raiders just released him. A player of Wilkins' caliber, with our defensive coordinator's stamp of approval, just became available. And Flores himself didn't shut the door when asked about it. He called Wilkins a very good and ascending player and said he wouldn't mind adding more to our defensive line. Can you imagine the devastation? We already added Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave to strengthen our interior line. And now we could potentially add a player who Brian Flores personally developed and who fits his system like a glove. We go from having a great defense to having a defense that opposing offensive coordinators lose sleep over. But here's the urgency, Vikings Nation. Wilkins won't be available forever. Every day we hesitate is another day that another team could swoop in and grab a player who could be the difference between a good season and a legendary season. This is the kind of move that championship teams make. Identifying talent that fits their system perfectly and pulling the trigger before anyone else realizes what's happening. Think about it. Andrew Van Ginkel came from Miami under Flores and made the Pro Bowl. The blueprint is already there. We know that players who understand Flores' system can thrive in Minnesota, and Wilkins has the exact skill set and experience to make an immediate impact. Vikings Nation, here's what I need from you right now. Smash that like button if you think we should sign Christian Wilkins immediately. Drop a comment telling me if you're more worried about our offensive line protecting JJ, McCarthy, or excited about the possibility of adding another Flores favorite to our defense. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We're building something special here. The truth is, purple people, we're at a crossroads. Our rookie quarterback is facing a potentially dangerous situation behind an unproven offensive line. Our depth moves suggest we're scrambling for bodies, but we also have the opportunity to add a game-changing defensive player who could put us over the top. And this is the kind of moment that defines seasons. How we respond to these challenges and opportunities could determine whether we're celebrating in February or wondering what could have been. So I'm asking you, Vikings Nation, with everything we've discussed today, are you feeling more anxious or more excited about our 2025 Super Bowl chance?